Welcome to All Aboard Wisdom with Roxy M. Carter. That's me. Don't forget to put the M in there because there is a lot of Roxy Carters, but I'm Roxy M. Carter. I am so glad to have you with us today. This is me without the cheaters. This is me with the cheaters. After a certain point, we do need some reading glasses, enhancers, or whatever we're going to call them. But here, I'm going to use my cheat sheet a little because I really want to stay on track. And track will make sense because I'm going to be talking about staying on track with your life so everything comes off as it's supposed to. And you know what? Mama didn't tell you this. They don't teach you this in school. So that's where I'm coming in. And I'm going to take you today on my Roxy Carter's Wisdom train ride. And I'm going to take you down the tracks, as they say, and I'm going to show you destinations, different things along the way as you look out the window in life. And there's very important things that you're going to really need to pay attention to. Okay, so think of me as your tour guide today, taking you on a little Roxy M. Carter tour on a huge excursion into all kind of things, but we're going to stick with the topic of playing blind. Do you ever know anybody that plays blind? I call it doing the Stevie Wonder, Helen Keller thing. Problem is you aren't blind. So you got to ask yourself, how is it serving me? It's really difficult because it takes a lot of acting ability. It uses a lot of your own energy juices. They've proven this, by the way, in psychology, every time you act or pretend. So if you're in a situation with a person, place, or thing, and you're feeling or believing, I have to act, I have to play blind, two things are happening. One is you're drawing an awful lot of excess energy off your own self, putting on this horse and pony show, pretending that you're blind. I don't see it. I don't see this. I don't see that. And I think the reason that a lot of people do this, and they think they're coming out ahead, they really somehow believe, God love them, they believe they're coming out on the upper hand, they're going to come out okay better. If I act like I didn't see it, then we don't fight, we don't argue, we can stay together, kumbaya. But I'm going to tell you, you're the only one that's going to take a big hit, because eventually things are going to happen, things are going to blow up, things are going to get bigger, and you're either going to just get so exhausted that you can't act anymore. And I want you to realize you're doing a lot of damage to yourself. What about playing blind? Do you play blind? And I want you to start thinking about why you do it. After this, I'd love you to hit share and send this to other people who you know are playing blind in different situations. Then keep playing it back for yourself 3 or 4 times, because psychology, life coaching, and I do life coaching, is a very strong teacher that you have to listen to something 2 or 3 times for it to absorb into, usually our thick skulls, our little stone brains. So you do need to listen, re-listen, listen, re-listen, and then do always hit share to other people so they can get help too. So let me just touch on a few things, but I'm going to throw these very sexy little cheaters on so I can just, oh wow, is that better? Oh my gosh, that's so much better. So let me give you a few tips. And these are facts. And by the way, I am a life coach. I've been doing radio, TV, talk shows, and I've done live shows where people call in asking for answers. They had to be limited to about a minute or so. I'm giving you more than that. I'm giving you actually seeing me here, talking to you, chit-chatting with you on YouTube, whether it's at home on your little cell phone, your computer, you're watching it on TV. But this is going to be helpful to you so much because I'm making this accessible to you today. Okay, let me jump into a little script here. So here's a few things I came up with. These are on my little destination. We're going to check these things out on our little train travel trip today about what's going on. That's a lot of words, train travel trip. Okay, so things that actually do start physically happening to your physical eyes in your body when you start to play blind. Now you think, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Did you know that the body follows, the human body follows what's going on in the brain? So what you're thinking about, what you're saying, or what you're thinking about always trickles down, and it does go and shoot that emotion, that feeling, that belief through your system. And now your eyes are hearing, well, they say I'm going blind. I'm doing the Helen Keller, Stevie Wonder thing. And you know what? The more you do it over and over and over, these are some side effects that not could happen. They do happen. They do happen. Here's one of them. Here's a few of things. And by the way, these come from doctors. These come from psychologists. One thing is people get cataracts. Do you know that more people get cataracts younger and younger because there's so much stress on them, and they're playing blind in their relationships. They're playing blind to how bad their job is. They're playing blind to a million different things. They're trying to play blind to what's going on in the world. To a certain point, you got to close your eyes to some of it. But the things are, these are some things that are side effects that your body is actually, I mean, it's screaming at you, darlings. Okay, it's telling you. One thing is you start to get cataracts. Another thing is, do you know that allergies, do you know that tons of people that have allergies, you know, that itchy, scratchy eye thing? Your eyes are scratching, getting your attention. They're watering, they're itchy. They're doing everything but getting up and doing the two-step, trying to get your attention. Hey, something's going on. Well, did you know that when you keep playing blind, your eyes are taking a hit, and they're letting you know, hey, something isn't right in Houston right now. So another thing is, let's see what else it is. We've had a couple things here. They've actually know the glaucoma. They also know that bulging eyes, running eyes. And when you have angry eyes, you know what angry eyes are? Angry eyes, very interesting. Angry eyes are when you are really angry, twisted, you know, when your head's ready to spin around like Linda Blair, angry, when you're really angry inside, and then you decide, I'm going to suck it up. I am going to suck it up, and I'm going to play blind to this. I'm going to act I didn't see that. I'm going to act like I didn't hear that. Act. And it takes, again, you're using up a lot of juice and batteries. Just like if you're using up on a camera or anything else, you're running down your batteries, and you're killing your immune system every time you do that. Because when you act and you play blind, and you aren't. Now, if you really were blind, I mean, hey, you got every reason not to see what the heck is going on. But to act every day of your life, some of you act from the minute your clock goes off. You act all day long, and you're playing blind. I'm playing blind. What about if you're playing blind to issues with your kids because you don't want to accept that, a Dick and Jane or Lori and Bob are doing some pretty bad or crazy things? Well, I'm going to play blind that my kids are doing that. Or you want to play blind to things that are going on with your mate. You see what I'm saying? Or you want to play blind to anything with coworkers. You cannot keep playing blind to things because everything's going to have a side effect, because here's the bottom line. You're not dealing with it. Now, a lot of people say, well, you don't understand, Rox. I have a hard time dealing with it. Well, there's a lot of people are turning to, let me do a demo. They're turning to that, or popping a pill. They're doing whatever. Or they even go spend a lot of money to go for a massage. And then, you know what? They go back, they see more of the problem. They can't handle what they're seeing. So then what do? They go back to playing blind. These same people have a terrible time sleeping at night because they toss and turn, because at night when your mind relaxes, okay, your mental endorphins tend to come out and everything, and you start relaxing, and you aren't going to be sleeping no more than you sleep with your glasses on, more than with a blindfold. All this stuff starts trickling back at you when you're trying to sleep. And then if you don't get enough sleep, guess what? Your immune system goes, well, we'll put it nicely, it goes to hell in a handbag. How's that? So those are some things that happen all because you're playing blind. Now, what I would suggest to people, and I used to be the master of playing blind. I had to play blind to so many things in my life, and it dearly cost me. And I believe that's really why I went into life coaching, why I started doing things with the media, to kind of spread this knowledge to people so they don't end up going through a lot of things like me. I'm giving you the shortcuts on the Roxy M Wisdom channel. And today's little get you all aboard to wisdom. What a great way to start out my very first show with you. You already saw the kind of the rough demo that we did, but the actual thing is where I'm talking to you right now. This is really going to have you looking out the windows left and right and observing where you are, what's going on. And I'm trying to point out there's a lot of things happening to you when you play blind. Now, my next little podcast that's going to follow this one. Oh yeah, we're going to have so many. So I hope you keep tuning in. I want you to subscribe. I want you to share. I want you to hit like, because I'm going to tell you what, this is just wetting your whistle for what's coming next. Because the other things that we're going to talk about next are what happens when you hold things in you don't want to say, because if I say them, oh boys, there's going to be a volcano. Or is there really? Is there a volcano going off inside of you that you don't even see the damage that's going on every time you keep things buried deep inside? And then your favorite term is, I didn't say that. Stay tuned. That's what the very next podcast is going to be. Today, it's about playing blind. It's not worth it to play blind, because if God gave you vision, trust me, as a life coach, I'm telling you straight up, he expects you to act on it and address things as they're happening. Don't let them build up. Quit playing blind and get ready for the next podcast. We're going to have so much fun together. Adios. Thanks for coming aboard with me today. God bless.